So where I actually wound up finding my understanding of confidence, my way of thinking about confidence, was actually in spiritual literature, in spiritual teaching. Because in spiritual teaching, they talk about the difference between the small self and the big self, the little mind and the big mind, the personality and your essence, who you think you are and who you actually are. And that was where I began to get an essential distinction. The little s self, our personality, does have to do stuff to be confident, because our personality is made up of our psychology, and our psychology is made up of a lot of very conflicting ideas, which is why we always kind of struggle a little when we become self-conscious. I suddenly realized, oh my gosh, that's it. When I am little s self-conscious, that's the opposite of confidence. When I can get out of being overly conscious of my little s self, my personal thinking, my personality, my ego, a natural confidence just emerges. And it's always been true. It's not a new thing. I just never noticed that that was the difference. That when I wasn't thinking about me, I did great. But when it was all about me, I struggled. And sometimes I could do well by really, really, really trying. But if I didn't really, really try, I'd go really, really far downhill really, really quickly. But when I was not in the little s self, I just automatically was in the big S self, in my spiritual self, in my true nature, my true self. And my true self is by nature confident, as is yours, as in anybody's, because it's made of life. It's literally the energy of life in form. In order to not feel confident, we have to shrink ourselves down. We have to get caught up in insecure thinking. We have to fill our minds with all sorts of scenarios and then worry about, are they the right scenarios, and then worry about how to change the right scenarios. And the more self-conscious we become, the less confident we are. The less little s self-conscious we are, the more confident we are revealed to be. And the metaphor that came to mind when I started to see this was of a sailboat. So a sailboat can't in and of itself go anywhere, right? It doesn't have its own independent source of power. There's no such thing as an empowered sailboat. But because sailboats are built to work in harmony with nature, they can go anywhere. All they ever have to do is unfurl the sails, catch the wind, and away they go. We're much more like a sailboat than a rowboat or a motorboat. We're made to work in harmony with nature, not independent of nature. And so you need a different set of skills. If you were a motorboat, then you'd need to work on your engine, and you'd need to try and get a bigger engine, and you need to try to get better fuel for your engine, and it would all be a game about engine management. Which, if you think about the way a lot of people try to motivate themselves and be confident, it is. They try and get more motivated and better strategies and be more confident and play games as if they are the ones driving the boat. But a sailboat, if you're riding a sailboat, you need to be good at sensing the wind. You need to be good at tuning into that natural flow of energy and letting it take you. Right? If you understand the physics of sailing, you're not going to waste very much energy blowing into the sails yourself, trying to move it forward. You know that all you have to do, all you can do, is unfurl the sails, catch the wind, and away you go.